Have you ever felt like the first thing you turn to is food? Whether something is going right in your life, wrong in your life, you're grieving, you're celebrating, food is that constant companion. Why is that? Today I want to talk about emotional eating because I've got the king of emotional eating sitting on the couch with me. So it's going to be a good one. Grab your coffee. Let's get it.
Thank you for busting me out and putting me on the spotlight.
Yeah.
That's true, though.
You know what made me really realize how much of an emotional eater you are is looking at our wedding pictures that were in July. We got married at the end of July. And then the SEMA pictures when we took your dad to SEMA in Las Vegas. So that was August, September. 3 months
End
later.
of October, like right early November.
Yeah. 3 months. In 3 months, the difference in your weight, and in between that, your mother passed away.
Yes.
Is crazy. In fact, your mom passed away in October. So you literally put on, I would say probably 20 to 30 pounds in a month.
That much, you think?
Yeah, because of the pictures, you see it. So what happened is you probably let loose a little bit after we got married. You kind of like you did the typical thing.
Yes.
And then, so you started to gain a little, and then your mom passed away and you gained another 20 probably in a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was depressed.
Yeah.
I was going through it, scared, depressed. All the emotions are running heavy on me.
It's crazy.
I remember going to SEMA, which SEMA, you guys, is like the Super Bowl of auto industry shows in Las Vegas. And I remember walking around SEMA because it's huge. I was exhausted and tired. But even at SEMA, I was eating their trash ass food there. You know, like I wasn't aware.
You were just reckless with food.
Reckless.
Reckless. All right, you guys, before we get too far down the reckless rabbit hole that is Mike's emotional eating, make sure you are subscribed to us here on YouTube if you're watching. If you're listening to us, head over to YouTube and subscribe. If you are watching on YouTube, download us on Apple or Spotify or anywhere you get your podcast so that you can have us in both places. It does help us if you do that, and then you can leave us a 5-star review there as well. We'd really appreciate it. And follow us on Instagram, candidly_with_coffee. Scan the QR code for all of these links because that's where you can find them in one easy place. And we'd really appreciate it. Now, let's get into it. So when do you think that you started emotional eating? Can you think back in your life? Did you eat when you were going through stress and stuff when you were a kid?
Good question, because I was a skinny ass kid. So I grew up my whole life, I was skinny. Teenagers, skinny. I'm trying to think.
You turned to food, though. You did tell me when you caught your case.
Bad. Super bad. So let me tell you a little story. I worked at Rent-A-Center, San Francisco. The neighborhood's the Mission District. And around me, to my left, coming out of the store, was La Taqueria. To my right was a pizza joint. A few doors down from that was McDonald's. Across the street, kitty corner, was Jack in the Box. On the corner of that, there's Chinese food. There's just everything. And I was eating out every day. My whole time. I was worried. I was stressed. I was feeling sorry for myself. I was just emotional, like just thinking like, why me? How did I get here? You know, because I knew I was going to prison. So I just said, F it. I'm just going to enjoy myself and just let off the reins and packed up a bunch of weight. Packed on a bunch of weight.
I almost feel like
it's like a drug for me.
When we eat for emotion, like when it's a bad emotion, it's because we say we're sad or we're grieving the loss of something, our freedom or a person.
Yes.
We're searching for comfort.
Yes.
To comfort those scared feelings or the sad feelings. There's comfort in it.
And I remember feeling like absolute shit, if I'm being honest. I didn't feel good. I didn't feel good
But
at
isn't
all.
it interesting that, because I have gotten like that a few times in my life. It's not something I tend to do very frequently, but I have done that. And what I recall is it's good in the moment. But when you're on that wave, like as soon as the fullness subsides a little bit and you have a little room, the cravings kick in again and you want to do it again.
Yep.
And it's like you keep doing it, you want to do it again. It's like you don't even have room, but you get this impulse to do it again. And let's do that again. It felt good. Let's do it again.
And I'll tell you, I was searching at the time. I didn't know dopamine dump is, but I'll tell you why as well.
100%, yeah.
Is I wasn't drinking really because I wasn't partying. I kind of gave that up. I wasn't doing ecstasy, which I was doing before I caught my federal case, a lot of that. So I didn't get no fun from that, joy from partying. So I didn't, all I had was go to work, show my paycheck stubs, and count the days when my case was over and when I was going to prison. So I just turned to food.
So almost like a little boredom-ish too. I'm a boredom eater. So there are so many other things that cause cravings, you guys. And that's why I know we're coming off of an episode where we talked about cravings in terms of what you're doing with your food. But beyond that, there are other things that cause cravings, like emotional eating. For me, my issue is boredom eating.
I get that too.
So anytime I'm feeling idle is when I'm the hungriest.
Yep.
So, when I'm not super busy, I'm hungrier. When I'm in a car, hungrier. At an airport or flying in an airplane, hungrier. It's boredom. So what I've tried to do is if you struggle from boredom eating, I can address that because that's something I do. I try to fill the time with something else, a distraction. So for me, I started to clean or organize when I'm at home, obviously not on a road trip or in an airplane, but I clean and organize at home when I'm hungry or when I'm bored.
Yeah, because you're taking your mind off food and you're putting it into something else.
Something else that brings me pleasure.
Yes.
Something else brings me pleasure. And then I've noticed recently where I used to get very bored on airplanes, I'm not bored at all anymore because I decide that I'm using that as work hours and I work. Whereas before, I would treat the airplane time as I'm already on vacation or I'm already I'm taking a break of work. And now I don't do that. Now I'm thinking, no, I'm going to utilize that time as work time and the vacation or whatever starts when I land.
Yeah.
And so I'm so preoccupied that I no longer get the airport hunger. And I do the same thing in the car too. So the car and the airport. So I fixed that problem. At home, I clean and organize, which is nice because the house gets clean and organized. And so I've kind of feel like I've eradicated the problem. So if you feel like you are a boredom eater, you need to fill the time with something else that brings you joy though. You're not going to want to go do something that doesn't bring you joy. Cleaning and organizing does bring me joy. I enjoy doing it. So I'm not saying that you might be like, that's not going to help me. Some gardening for some, walking your dog, something else so that when you get that feeling, don't turn to food, turn to that other comforting thing that you like doing. Now for you, emotional eating, how are you tackling that? How have you gotten better?
The last time, I think it was the summertime when I had to bury a friend of mine. July, I think it was. Mm-hmm. My emotions running high. I felt bad, and I caught myself. I caught those emotions come back, but I got ahead of it. Like, no, we're not doing that.
So awareness for you.
I was aware. I said, no, we're not doing that. You've come too far. You've done good. You've transformed yourself. I'm not going backwards because it's real easy to go backwards.
Yeah.
Just because I transform myself and I learn macros and I know the blueprint, that doesn't mean you can't fall off. Doesn't mean you can't go back to your behavior. Mm-hmm. That it's always going to be inside of me. That the addict guy, the emotional guy is always going to be there. I have to control that guy, and I had to control him. Like, all right, we're not doing this. So I checked myself. I was aware of it.
So I think the takeaway from that is if you're listening to this, asking yourself, what are your triggers? Because knowing them and knowing what's happening, you can kind of get a grasp on it a little quicker instead of sliding down the slippery slope. So you already knew going into that situation, like, okay, I've been here before. I know I'm an emotional eater. I'm emotional right now. I got to get a hold of this.
Yeah.
And so you don't go out of control as much. You kind of reel it back in. So awareness is huge. Define that. I mean, I think there could be even people listening that don't actually know. This might be like, wait a minute. I think I'm an emotional eater. Actually, I want to know. So sound off in the comments. Yeah. What's your vice when it comes to eating? Are you an emotional eater? Are you a boredom eater? Are you a celebration eater? So a celebration eater is anytime anything goes good. I deal with this with my clients a lot. They want to celebrate weight loss with food.
Me too. Same here. They hit a new goal and all of a sudden they want to go backwards. Like, wait. That's not what we're doing.
Yeah.
That's not what it's for design. You got to stay on track.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know,
I
but
could
they
be.
do.
I used to be a little bit of a celebration eater
Oh, yeah,
too.
yeah.
I always felt like I wanted to celebrate
Yes,
with food.
of course.
You know,
It's embedded in us. You have to think about that. Celebrating with food is birthdays, graduations, weddings, quinceañera, mitzvahs, whatever the case may be. It's always a celebration, man. My dog turned a year
Yeah.
old. You know what I'm saying?
so what happens is if you create these habits and routines, you're going to be on autopilot. So the cravings kick in. So if something good happens, you get the craving. Something sad happens, you get the craving. Something you get bored, you get the craving because your body knows, oh, she's bored. So time to send off those hunger hormones. So you could be doing all the right things too.
I just thought of something. I like what you just said. Basically, you trained your brain to know the algorithm.
Yeah.
Now it has the algorithm. So it goes back to those behaviors.
Yeah.
It knows the algorithm, it knows the code. Like, oh, we're bored. Yeah, time
I
to
know
eat.
what we do when we're bored.
Oh,
yeah.
you're emotional. We got to get a dopamine dump. We got to mask those emotions. We got to eat ourselves to death.
Yeah.
Been there. Oh, this happened. Well, I got to do this. Oh, yay, my new goal. You're right. It's like an algorithm in your brain that you've trained.
All right, you guys, let's take a little break for Transcend and 1UP Nutrition, and we'll be right back, and we're going to talk about how to differentiate between cravings and true hunger. Hey everyone, I wanted to take a minute to talk about something that has truly been a game changer for Mike and I. HRT and peptides from Transcend. If you've been following our journey, you know that we're all about thriving, not just surviving, especially at 49 and 50 years old. Thanks to Transcend, we're looking and feeling our absolute best. Their personalized approach to hormone optimization and peptides has helped us boost energy, improve recovery, and stay on top of our game. And here's the best part. You can experience the same transformation. Transcend offers customized treatments designed just for you. Whether it's hormone balance, better sleep, or more energy, they've got you covered. Are you ready to get started? Use our exclusive link, transcendcompany.com/ESCO Elite. Book your consultation and take advantage of a 15% new patient discount. Don't wait. Your best years are still ahead, and transcendcompany.com can help you. Head to transcendcompany.com/ESCO Elite today and take the first step toward looking and feeling your best. Trust me, you won't regret it. Okay, guys, so I have to tell you about my favorite supplement brand. If you're not new here, you know it's 1UP Nutrition. This is probably the only time in my entire life that I've been this consistent with my supplements. And let me tell you, it's been a game changer. Their Gut Health Plus and Daily Cleanse have completely transformed my digestive health. I feel amazing and I'm never bloated. And don't even get me started on their protein powders, from the refreshing lemon Italian ice clear protein that I add to my yogurt pretty much daily these days, and their peanut butter cookie iso protein powder. I mean, their flavors are absolutely delicious. It's like having a treat while staying on track with your goals. If you're ready to level up your nutrition and try supplements that actually work and taste amazing, you're going to love 1UP Nutrition as much as I do. Just head over to oneupnutrition.com, use code Janine at checkout for a discount, and try some of my favorites and start feeling your best today, because your health deserves the best, and so do you. All right, welcome back. Cravings and true hunger. I think that this is important to understand also, because a lot of times my clients or your clients or our clients, they'll think that they are hungry. Like, I'm hungry. I need more calories or whatnot. But they're actually, what it is a craving. So it's important to know the difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
And differentiate the two.
Yeah. Because a lot of times it can feel like hungry. You're not getting enough food. My body is telling me so. I need to listen to my body. Don't listen to your body, by the way, because if you listen to your body, you would be obese and quit your job and
Give up
all
on
of
life.
the things if you listen to your body.
Yep.
So you don't want to do that. But what you can do is differentiate with craving, with a craving and hunger. I always tell myself this: Am I okay with having? You know what? I'm extra hungry, so I'm going to have 8 ounces of chicken instead of the 4 I normally have. Or do I want the sweet treat after dinner? Like, I'm extra hungry, so I'm going to have sweet treat. No. Do you want more chicken? No, I don't want that. Well, then you're having a craving. You're not actually having hunger. Because if you're hungry, anything sounds good. When you're hungry.
Facts.
When you have a craving, only very specific things will kill the craving. And it's carbohydrates or sweets because cravings come from cortisol.
And when your cortisol is elevated, for some reason or another, you're not craving protein. You're not craving that big juicy steak or chicken.
No, the reason is, there is a reason. The reason is when your cortisol is elevated, your body wants to bring it down. And carbohydrates actually balance out cortisol and bring them down. That's why a lot of times if you've had a crazy stressful day or a busy day and you get into bed at night and you're hungry for a sweet treat, it's because your cortisol's high, your body's trying to bring it back down so you can go to bed, so you can go to sleep. So it will try to get you to eat something carby so that you can bring your cortisol levels down.
And there you have it. That's a very good explanation because a lot of people don't understand.
No, they don't.
They don't understand how their vehicle operates and why they have these cravings and why some people have more willpower than others. Well, it's all goes back to your mindset and training it. That's it.
Like you said, I like that what you said, the algorithm.
Yeah.
So if you've programmed yourself, you're on a certain algorithm. You're on every celebration gets champagne and cupcakes.
Yep.
Every, travesty, tragedy, whatever, gets ice cream and bonbons. Every road trip gets a trip to 7-Eleven or the convenience store to load up on all the junk food. Every airplane ride gets a trip to the Hudson News to get all of the snacks and the trail mix and all of that. So your body has those programs running. They're programmed in there, they're running. They already know what to do at the airport, the road trip. So we need to reprogram it. We don't do that at the airport. We pull out the laptop and we work. And we don't do that. We don't do that when we're bored. We go and clean a drawer out, the Monica closet. That I always say, the Monica closet from Friends. So we have to reprogram it to do different things so that you don't try not to get into like a routine around when you eat poorly. Try to spring it on yourself and do it at different times under different circumstances so that your body doesn't attach something to it, attach an algorithm to it.
Yeah. And rewinding back to when my friend passed away, I'll tell you when I caught it. Actually, I forgot. So after the services, they had a hall there at the church or at the burial ground right there. And I didn't know. I went into the room, said goodbye to some people, and there was a lot of food there. All kinds of different food. Cakes, tacos, you name it. And I saw the chips. Oh. I'm out of here. I did not partake. Nothing. I said, all right, you guys, I got to go. It's time to go, Mike. It's time to go. It's like an alcoholic. Hey, there's drinks flowing. It's time to go.
Yeah.
It's time to go.
Yeah.
I headed home. I boogied out of there quick.
Because you knew.
I hung around. Because I always say there's two people inside of us. There's that person who knows better, that wants to do good, that wants to fight those cravings and your food demons. And then there's that other person who most of the time wins and takes over and you go crazy. Then you're mad at yourself for letting yourself, give into those cravings or just let the drawbridge down and just go crazy, let all the troops in. And so I left. I was out of there. I ghosted, gone.
Yeah, it's just kind of like you have to check in with yourself sometimes and be realistic, If I know that I'm starting to kind of slide, like I'm starting to pick a little bit again here and there, like nope, identify and go, nope, I got to lock it up. I can't do that. I can't.
Yeah.
You have to. Don't let yourself get back into old patterns and old behaviors. Now, listen, and I'm also not saying that it's not okay to partake in the celebration meal or the airport splurge or whatever, but not every time. Don't create patterns and routines around it because then it becomes like the norm. And like we always say, we always talk about with our clients, there's always a freaking holiday or celebration or funeral or something around the corner. So if you attach food to every single one of those things and all the different emotions, you're going to have those cravings all the time because there's always something going on. There's always a stress or a celebration or a sadness or a something. So if you attach food to all of those things, you're going to always be craving food.
Always.
You're never going to get your cravings under control. You can eat all the protein, the healthy fats, the fiber you want. But at the end of the day, those are powerful because there's dopamine involved in that. You know, there's other powerful hormones driving that. When it's emotions, when it's celebratory, when it's addiction related, when it's, you know, you're craving dopamine, little dopamine hits.
And you're talking, I wouldn't say former addict, because a lot of people say former addict. Yes, I don't partake in any kind of recreational drugs or alcohol, none of that behavior no more. But that addict's always going to be inside of me. So what do addicts do? We transfer our addictions. And a lot of times it goes right to food. When people who smoke cigarettes, right to food. People who drink, right to food. I've seen that. I've been to AA. I've seen how people eat at Denny's. Like when they have their meetings, I'm like, whoa, you haven't fixed yourself all the way. You got rid of one, but now you're entering into another one. So it never goes away. You have to be aware.
Yeah.
You have to control it. You have to be like, I got this. I'm in control. You just got to be aware. Just being aware is everything. Just stop for a moment. Think like, is this conducive to where I'm trying to go? Depending on what journey you're on. You can be maintenance, weight loss. We all have different journeys. I just like to be in control.
All right, you guys, let's take a little break for MegaFit meals and we'll be right back. Hey everyone, you know I'm all about making life easier while staying on track with your health and fitness goals. And that's why I love MegaFit meals. MegaFit meals is your go-to for macro-friendly meal prep that tastes amazing. Whether you're crushing your fitness goals or you just want a convenient way to eat clean and delicious meals, MegaFit has you covered. They've got everything from high-protein favorites to keto-friendly options and everything in between. Plus, the meals come perfectly portioned, ready to heat and eat, saving you time and stress. And the best part, you can save on your orders by using my code, JEANINE at checkout. Head over to megafitmeals.com and check it out. Don't forget to use my code, JEANINE, because when life gets busy, MegaFit Meals keeps you on track. So MegaFit Meals, by the way, the code is Janine10. And speaking of MegaFit meals, that is really good to have on hand to handle situations like this because you're always going to have well-balanced, high-quality, whole food meals that you can make at any time. It takes some of the decision fatigue off the table.
The best. I mean, look what I did on the way to the studio. Right before we left, I made the bison sliders, put them in a Tupperware to go, brought it here and ate them, see? Versus me getting here hungry and going downstairs to some restaurants down there and want to like take something quick to go.
No, for sure.
And that's what most people do. They're not planned and they're not preparing. And that's why they're failing.
Yeah, you need to prepare.
You have to.
You have to prepare. It's fueling your body and what you eat is so imperative. It should not be something that you decide on the fly.
No.
Because like I said, the decision fatigue is real. And if you start, the hungrier you get, the worse your choices are going to be. And the hungrier you get, the least likely you are to make a good decision about what you're going to eat, or the least likely you are going to want to feel like actually making yourself something to eat.
That's the last thing you want to do, especially when you get to like you're starving, like you can't take it, where you're just going to come unhinged, as you like to say. That's the last thing you want to do is cook. So, but if you have something ready, like some MegaFit meals, we could heat it and eat it, boom.
And those are good because they're well balanced.
Well balanced.
Which we talked about on the last episode. So hopefully you guys listened to that episode as well. So what are some other things? But if you're struggling with cravings and you took all of the tools we gave you in the previous episode into consideration and you're still struggling, then it's probably one of the things that we just talked about, either the stress eating, emotional eating, celebratory eating, boredom eating, or all of the above. So how do you get that in check? First of all, figure out what you're doing. Figure out where you lie. Which bucket do you fall in, or multiple buckets? I want to know. You let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
What do you identify as? I should say, politically correct word. What do you identify as? An emotional eater? I'm definitely a boredom eater.
Boredom. We all have our little.
Because if you know what you are, just like you knew going into that hall, I am emotional and I am an emotional eater. Therefore, heading to that table over there with the bowls of chips, bad idea. You took yourself out of the situation.
I did.
So that's why it's so important to stop and think, what are you? Because it wasn't until I really thought about the fact that I struggle the most when I just go sit down and I'm just going to watch TV because I'm so idle. That's when I struggle. And then I realize like, okay. And I also, when I'm stressed, I do feel myself get hungry. And if I organize something or whatever, it helps me too. So I'll organize or clean.
I wish I took some pictures back then when I was going through my case of what I look like.
Were you big?
Yeah. I was probably in the 230, 240 range.
Oh, yeah, big
For
boy.
sure. Big boy. I could pack it on. He's in there.
So obviously, if you are, I'm assuming you've implemented some of the things we talked about in the last episode, but you're still struggling, then you need to really, set your environment up for success. So don't have a lot of packaged foods and snacks and stuff. What I like to tell people if they're struggling with hunger and cravings, drop out the snacks, at least for a while, because they actually make you hungrier. Snacks never satiated anybody. I don't care how good your snack is.
Nope.
And split your allotted calories into 2 meals. Just have 2 big ass meals that are well balanced with protein, fats, fiber, carbs. And I promise you, on the days that you eat 2 big ass meals versus the day that you maybe had 3 meals and 2 snacks, you're going to notice a difference in your satiety. You're going to notice a difference. Then when you encounter stressful situations or something or an emotion, you're going to be full because you had a nice big ass meal, or you're going to be, an hour away from your next big ass meal. So you're good.
Yeah. That's good advice. Mm-hmm. I would do that for a long time. It was 2 big ass meals and maybe a snack.
Yeah, I kind of do that. 2 big meals and a snack. And my nighttime popcorn, we know that's happening. All right, so let's discuss a plan of action for what you're going to do when cravings hit. And you're already kind of trying to do the basics with the balanced meals. You need a plan of action that you put into place when you feel the cravings hit. So, like I said, for me, when I feel it, I think about something I want to organize or like make nicer. That's what I do. That's my plan of action. So I have my home plan of action. I have my airport plan of action. I have my road trip plan of action. What's your plan of action? Do you have one? Like when okay, when I get emotional or when I feel like I get that craving, what do? Do you just remove yourself from the kitchen, or what do you do?
Go for a walk.
Oh,
remove myself, either treadmill or outside or something. Mm-hmm. Or I'll go bust out a workout. Mm-hmm. Or I'll go torture myself in a cold shower, make it go away. I don't know.
Well, yeah, that if you're doing the cold shower, it's because you're chasing the dopamine.
Yep. Even though I'll be honest with you, I battle that every day, turning that cold water on. When I do, that first 10 seconds, I want to scream and get out, but I'm like, nope, stay in here. Because I know when it's done, I'll be happy that I accomplished it. Because it ain't easy. It's hard. Mm-hmm. It's difficult. It hurts. I think about like my wife would not survive this. She'd be in agony.
No. My toes would fall off.
Yeah.
They would be
But I enjoy it. Like you said, it's a crazy rush. Mm-hmm. It's weird. It's like it's you versus you, and I'm going to win. That's what I always tell myself.
You are growing the anterior cingulate cortex every time you do that. So you're getting better at doing hard things.
Things that I'm comfortable with.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? I don't like technology.
Yeah.
It's because I put that in my head because I didn't have an open mind to learn. Because I put it in my mind that I was dumb, that I'm not meant for this, that this is not me, that this is more for the young guys and this misses. But anyone can learn at any age. Mm-hmm. I'm getting that out of my head. I mean, I started learning Muay Thai and boxing at 32. At 50 years old, I'm still doing it. Don't stop learning, you guys. If I give you anything, do not stop learning. Keep an open mind. Keep challenging yourself. Even when it gets hard and you want to quit, don't quit. Keep challenging yourself. And I promise you'll look back and be like, yes, you'll feel accomplished. It's like a weight lifted off your shoulders. Like, I'm getting better talking on camera now. Just it's starting to come a little more natural.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm trying to flow a little better because before I was so closed-minded. I'm an overthinker and I procrastinate as well. I'm super guilty of that. And that's part of my ADHD. We get stuck in our own head. Like what we say, you got to get out of your own way.
Yeah, you got to get out of your own. So many people, I see it all the time, are just in their own way.
Yes. We all have would you like to say we have a potential to become something we never knew we were?
Yeah,
Anybody.
to go somewhere you never thought possible.
Yes.
But we put our own limitations on ourselves
We do.
for whatever reason.
We do. And especially when it comes to our physical aesthetics and our mindset.
Yeah.
People
I
just
don't know. They put these imaginary boundaries.
You know what I hear people
on what
say?
they can achieve.
I'm just weak-minded. I don't have a strong mind like you.
Well, then you are weak-minded. You are what you say you are. That's for sure.
Who says you have to
Yeah.
be there, though? You create it by doing reps, by doing the work. We weren't born strong-minded. We built it. We had to go through some resilient stuff. You got tested many years ago as a teenager going through your little Explorer cadet program where you could have fight or flight. I've had my tests in life, same thing, where, listen, if you're breathing, keep fighting. You got to fight for this life, and you got to fight for a better life.
So the other thing I want to say in terms of the cravings is make it a habit to ask yourself if you are hungry or am I having a craving. So when you're going for that snack, you're going for more food, stop yourself and say, why am I doing this right now? How much time is it till I eat my next meal? You know, like, can I wait? Distract yourself.
Yes.
But stop and ask the question, like, why am I doing this right now? Like, this is bad. We had a bad habit. It was a couple of years ago, but it was a bad habit. Do you remember when I'd be in bed and you'd come to bed a little later than me and you'd always bring a snack? But it would be the worst because you would bring like a chip bowl. You'd bring a little bowl of chips and you'd bring like almonds and
like a trail mix type
like,
of deal.
yeah, you'd put multiple and it was a lot. And it was so mindless. And it's like, I'm done eating for the day. I'm completely done in bed. And now I'm going to eat 200 to 300, 400 more calories, just mindless snacking on this little wasabi almonds, you know?
I did do that. That was bad.
And sometimes I would send you to go get more.
Yeah.
Remember, I'd be like, go get some more.
We've had to learn to break our own bad habits.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy.
No.
Even on Saturday, we had in our head, like, instead of just a cheat meal, enjoyment, indulge, we'll have a cheat day. You wouldn't be as bad, but me, my goodness, it's like you let the monster out of the cage.
What I've realized in general with eating is you always need boundaries.
You have to.
Always. You can't, don't lie to yourself, and I'm guilty AF. Don't lie to yourself and say that you can have one day with no boundaries. As humans in life, every single day we need boundaries, and that includes food. So think about this. In life, right? In life, if the freaking president of the United States said, okay, one day, no rules.
Do what you want.
Do what you want for one day.
Break the law.
What's that movie?
The Purge.
The Purge.
Where they get to commit
They get to commit crimes and stuff in one day.
and one day, anything, nothing prosecutable, anything
So
you want.
you see what that does?
Yes.
So that's what it does for food as well. You have to always have boundaries. Even if I'm going to have a celebratory meal, fine, but there's got to be boundaries on it. You can't just say you have a free-for-all day because humans, you give them a little bit and they take a lot of it. Can't do that.
I always said this, too bad that we were not designer made by our creator or God, that the more we ate, the healthier we would be. You know, it was the opposite. Like our metabolism was just a furnace and it burned everything, but we could eat 10,000 calories a day. God, it would be so different. But nope. Sorry, we weren't designed that way, so we have to have boundaries.
Yeah, but then it wouldn't be as desirable.
You always say that.
Because I know how we are as humans. It wouldn't be desirable. It wouldn't be something we desired.
That would get old.
Yeah, so it would be the people that
we wouldn't want to eat as much anymore.
The people that broke the code and somehow became obese, we would be jealous of them and want to become obese because it's not a normal thing.
That's sound off. What do you guys think? I wish they made like a documentary. How would life be if it was the opposite? Let's just say it reversed.
We want what's difficult to obtain.
We want, yeah.
That's what we want.
That's what we want.
That's what we want. So whatever it is, whatever's harder to get is what we would desire and what we'd have to work for. It doesn't come easy.
Yes.
That's what we would desire because only certain people can get there. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, on the next episode, we are going to talk about how to get ready for these. I know you got beach vacations, you got summer vacations around the corner. We're going to dive into how midlife women can get summer ready and feel confident in their cute little beach outfits in time for that trip. So it's going to be a good one. You do not want to miss it. So we'll see you then.
See ya.